But yeah, this is this. Oh, then that one. Yeah, I did.
Okay, while you are doing that, can we do something? This particular page that you open in your Google Docs, can you share the link directly into the chat box so that people can click it and be able to copy the prompts directly from this page that you opened?
Okay, let me do that.
The new mundo okay.
Send your prompt and results to the general page. That's where we can all access it.
The new mundo okay. No Pokemon. Ah, my leg. Oh. Really, the distribution of the answers. You don't know the answer. Very obvious.
So now the last thing is T, which is tone. So tone is just going back to what you've written and correcting any error, your grammatical synergy. How does it sound like? Does it sound the way you want it to sound? That is what tone is. So you just go back and correct, like here now. Maybe my letter cases here are not consistent. So I'll fix that. This is not correct. Fix that. So that's tone. And you bring this all together and it gives you, let's go to the, let's go back to the answer we got.
Yes, bandwidth logged it. We logged it so that they will not start sending all this.
So this is the answer that we got. This is ChatGPT when we used that prompt format. This is cloud. This is cloud too. So because we said study guide, that is why it gave us all this preamble, like gave an explanation of the condition first before setting the questions. And if you look at the answers, you see that they don't follow each other. They don't follow each other. Like they are varied, and it's not just B B B B B C C C C C or things like that. Let me show you another example that I used for the precampus exam. This one now, it was not a topic. I wanted to read for the exam. I had not started reading, but we had a curriculum and we had Miles textbook, and I combined those two to create study guides for each section of the curriculum, and that was what I used to read. Let me, is this it? Show you. Yes, this is it. But let me go to the beginning so we'll see the prompt. Oh, sorry. My prompt. Let me see how I'll show you the prompt. This is the prompt here. So here I just wrote the role. I told the AI, you're an experienced Nigerian nurse midwife education, blah blah blah. This is the role I wanted to do. And I told you what I'm uploading. I uploaded the council curriculum, then I uploaded the two textbooks we had. That was Miles and another Miles textbook that we had. I uploaded those two. Then the tax. This is what I wanted to do. This is how I wanted to do it. Now this, I just wrote a rough sketch and then I used ChatGPT to make it more comprehensive. You can also do that. Let's copy. This is just how you do it. Here, you copy this. You write a rough prompt using the format. Then you go to ChatGPT and you tell ChatGPT. So you can see that I'm also giving ChatGPT a role. Help me modify this prompt for if you're going to be using cloud, you can say cloud AI. If you're using Gemini, tell it it is for Gemini AI. Whatever AI you're using, tell it. Then put the prompt there and send it. So ChatGPT is going to make the prompt a lot more comprehensive, and that's basically how you do it. Do you understand? So I hope we've been able to learn one or two. Have we? Okay, the general page is now open. So if you want to drop your own, you can drop it. But I really hope to be able to learn one or two. Thank you very much for attending this session. And I hope from now on you know how to properly and ethically use AI. Remember that in all this, I didn't throw away my textbooks, I didn't throw away the curriculum. I still use them as basis for my AI to use to create my study guide. So you don't just go to AI and tell it to freestyle for you. You still need your textbooks. You still need your materials because those are the things that your lecturers will use. Your lecturers will not go and search Google, because if you give AI an open command, an open prompt, it is going to go and use internet sources like people's websites, any textbook it sees on the internet and stuff like that. That's what it will use. But if you give it a base, if you give it a foundation to work on, it will help you streamline what it is going to bring for you. It's going to streamline it to what they are teaching you in school, the exact thing they are teaching you in school. Do you understand? So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, our speaker. If you've been able to get anything from this workshop, can we give her a round of applause? All right. Thank you very much. So we'll be moving on to the next speaker now. And let's see. Someone mentioned Google Notebook earlier. If we have enough time, maybe I would be able to take us through it. But that was me taking us through anything is not on the time for today. So let's move on to the next speaker so that we will not waste our time. Maruba Oyao.
My name is Motifeni Takikaji.
Hello, Ndiveni Takikaja. All right, so now we'll be having Mudashiru Morufat, and this is a citation which I'm not going to read to save us of our time. So you can just read it for the next 1 minute while we are preparing the slide. Thank you. So are you ready? What happened to this one?
You know, I want to start. You do it now. Let's get used to it to prepare. Let's find a way of changing it.
Ah, I do not on the mic. Oh, voila. Voila, no, you finish. I'm supposed to on the mic first.
Let's sit on this thing very much. Let's go.
Okay, shall we?
Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Come on. Hmm?
So don't mind the nice face.
And now.
Since that was the way of our office that time. So for me, I can measure second.
Okay, please confirm that you can see the screen. Makes sense.
Me too. Okay, so good evening, everyone. I would first like to sincerely appreciate the Director of Academics and the Academic Board for this wonderful academic webinar. So, when I saw this topic, which is strategies for effective last minute exam preparation, I actually smiled because if you ask my friend, one thing they know me for is that I'm a crash reader. Though I do not encourage procrastination or crash reading, but there are sometimes life will play us and then we have to crash because there's no time to prepare for exam. I'm talking about like a day before exam, 2 days before exam, or even the morning of your exam. So before I begin, I would okay. So before I begin, I will tell us that last minute preparation is not the ideal strategy. It should just be an exception. It doesn't have to be your habit. So consistent space learning over time use the highest long-term retention and academic success. You know, if you can read well when you crash read, imagine when you now actually have like prepare before the examination. So if we have the time to start early, we should please do so. Now the purpose of today purpose of this topic is to focus on tactics that we can use to read and that even though we are crash reading, we're still able to answer our exam questions well. Okay. So the first principle is to prioritize. You already know you don't have the liberty of time. You already know time is not on your side. So the first thing is don't panic, just prioritize. You have to like firstly identify the weakest topics. You know there are some topics that you don't really know much of the things that are there. Why? Okay, let's say a part three student now, you are doing med surg and maybe you are talking about endocrine disorders and you've done endocrinology like endocrine physio and you've done anatomy in part two. So those type of topic you already know if you carry them to just like glance through, you'll be able to like get some things. Why there are some topics that there will be like numbers, like let's talk about ranges, dosages like pharmacology. They are like hide and there are things that there's no how you want to do. You still have to cram. You still have to like put some numbers in your head. So the second thing is to deconstruct large modules. You have to break massive lecture slide into micro goals. I will talk about that deeply. Then focus on high yield. You have to allocate time proportionally to topic weightings. I'll talk about these things, like I want to connect them together. Then the last one is to maintain momentum. So let's think about this scenario. I don't know, there are many reasons why someone will have to like crash read, like prepare last minute towards the exam. And that can be maybe you have leadership responsibilities that don't allow you to like read when you're supposed to read, or maybe you were sick during the time that you were supposed to read, or maybe there were like continuous assessment or even family issues. So you have slides. I'm generalizing now, part one, part two, part three, part four, and part five. We have our slides. You have like your resources available. You can have, let's say, anatomy, BCH, and anatomy, BCH, and physio exam. And you have all those slides around. You have to like first look at the slides. Which one do you think you know well that if you just read at a glance, you get them well? Which one do you think you have to like cram before you can get them? Which one do you think if you just pour this into AI to generate question for you and you just answer those questions, you'll be able to get them? Which one do you think you don't even know anything about? Like maybe let's say you are just like they're just introducing some terms to you, like preeclampsia. You don't know what it means because you've not seen them before. You did not do them in your part two, you did not do them in your part one. So you have to like do all those things. Now, what I mean by deconstruct large modules, they will still get there, but one thing I do is firstly, let me go to the next slide. Okay, understand. Yes, understanding saves time. Like as ironic as that would be, cramming will waste your time when you have to crash read, because when you understand something, like it just stick to you. And understanding in a long time, understanding is still like the best because there are ways that your lecturer can restructure some questions that because you cram, you'll not be able to answer them. Or cramming might even make you forget what you've read. Now, how does understanding saves time? Now listen. you have a slide, like you have a slide, and these slides they are like big chunks of words for you to understand. Even if they are easy, let's say like you are giving diabetes, you don't know what diabetes is. Like I'm talking about part two and part three, or even part one. You have chemistry slides. You're talking about organic chemistry, something you've done before, like you've read before. But you know, even looking at it, you still need to like understand. You still need to like read them again for your exam. But you exam is in 7 hours. You have like um 700 pages to read. Yes, 700 pages to read. Now, the first thing to do is to just carry one slide. After looking at them, you already know the slide you're going to read first. Like those slides that you don't know anything in. Like the thing is, I told you to prioritize, check them. So you already like plan, you already separate them. These are the slides that I don't know anything in them. These are the slides that I believe if I still read, like just read for like you are reading a storybook. These are the slides that I know that I can still get if I read them like this. These are the slides that I know that I have to cram some dosages in them. Now, for the first slide I don't really know, the first thing you do is to use AI, yes, to understand. But if it's like something that you can read, like you can just like continue reading like storybook and you're understanding, to be very fine. But you are crashing there, you know that even if you read this like storybook, it will just be like as the thing is entering your brain, it is living, like it's not consolidating at all. So the first thing you can do is to send this thing to AI, use a good prompt. Yes, one thing you should note is that I'm not saying I'm perfect when it comes to crash reading, but I've made mistakes and like I've learned from those mistakes. So when you send the slide to AI, you use a good prompt. One thing is don't ask AI to how will I say, don't ask AI to learn from the slide, because AI is not the one writing the exam. What the role that AI reacts in at that point is as a tutor. So you tell AI, oh, you are a professional and a strict mentor. I like using strict whenever I want to talk to my AI because I'm very jovial. So I want you to be strict with me. So like and a strict mentor. Okay, this so I have exam this morning. Like just say it as if okay, you are talking to a mentor that want to talk to you. So you have to like state your objective, state your role, state your objective, give details about this particular course. Now the next thing I will go with it. Note the number of pages you are going to do at once depend on the number of the slide and how well you know that slide. If you don't know anything in that slide, just use two pages at a time. The maximum I do is four. Now you might think, but we don't have time. We don't have time. Listen. Now after telling AI, okay, you're going to do 2 pages at a time, AI should break these topics to you, like break it into chunks. Make sure you understand. Use the word that you understand. The goal is to, as you are reading what AI is sending to your understanding, you don't need to wait. Like you don't need to sit down and be like, oh, what is AI saying here? Like you have to like structure the prompt in a way that when you are reading the output that AI will give you, you're understanding immediately. Even if you have to use Tango as a logical explanation, just give it in a way that okay, if AI give you this output, you are understanding immediately, like the way you are reading. So that way, if you are doing 2 pages at a time, I will recommend ChatGPT. Yes. So if you are doing pages at a time, immediately I give you the output for a page, like it's going to break the sentences in the slide word by word. Remember, if the slide is like 140 pages, don't do 2 pages at a time, do four. So if it is going to break it into chunks, so as you are reading it, in within 12 seconds, you are done with 2 pages, like you are reading. I don't know if you get. Now, one thing is, no matter how you prompt that AI, even if you don't ask AI to provide questions, so far you told the AI you want to understand and not cram, it is going to give you active recall at the end of the day. At the end of this each session, sorry, at the end of each page is like, let's say if you want to do 2 pages. So at the end of 2 pages, AI will give you the a question that you should answer. Now, if you are someone like me, you will be at a place that nobody is there. Now, if you know chat another AI, they have a voice notes feature. That's what you use. If it asks you, okay, what can you define diabetes in your word? Even if you just read it, like force that brain to remember. If you don't remember, don't go and look back. Say that rubbish like that. Now, when AI corrects you, that's not the time to say, okay, AI has corrected me, let me make it perfect. No, that's not immediately AI corrects you and you see it like this, move on. This is what I'm saying, you can type, but this is what I'm saying, voice note is better because you force, even if you want to, even if you don't know what to say, as you're speaking, you're forcing that brain to remember what it does not know. So the brain we our brain is share a lot of share what this is. So like it will the brain will force itself to remember what you don't even like you did not put into it vigorously. So that way you are good to go. Then you continue even if AI score you and is 4.5/10, don't panic. That's not your time. You're the one that will time is not on your side. Yes. So your focus then is to control the time that you have, not to let that time control you. So you just continue, and at the end of the day, you feel like okay, you're already good to go. Now, back to those slides that has dosages, that has numbers that you have to cram, that has terms you have to cram. You can use notebook LM. As you are sending the if you are using if you are studying the slide, like if you don't really understand the words in the slide and you have to use ChatGPT to learn it first, send it to ChatGPT. Use 4 pages at a time. Now, that 4 pages, immediately you are done with ChatGPT, transfer that slide to Notebook LM. Now, Notebook LM has a lot of features. I think the first time I used Notebook LM was when I was in part 3 first semester. And what I used it for was a podcast. Like Notebook LM has a feature where you like there's a podcast. You can even join the podcast. That's not the time to join podcast. When you want to do crash reading, flashback straight. You know, I said to use Notebook LM only for stuff that you know that okay, let's say you have a German exam, notebook LM is like the flashback is the best because it's as if it's telling you to fill in the gap or to answer something at the end. You get? So like if the numbers are there, notebook LM has a way of picking ranges, picking numbers, telling you how many milligrams did your slide say. So that way you will get them because those things you have to cram. Like understand time is not on your side to start saying okay the range for normal this thing is ticket. So like flash flash card, no flashback. I wrote this. So flash cards on notebook LM is the best for that kind of slide. Now, you see the 2 to 3 pages that you are doing focusedly is like 12 seconds or 30 seconds, you are done. Like by the time you finish, like you said, you'll be shocked that that's why you can't crash read on your bed. I'm not saying you should go and crash read, though, but like when you find yourself in that time, you can crash read on your bed. I just be scrolling, you're understanding everything. Now, when you read, you understand, you grasp the logic, you recall, explain your own words. May I be correct? You continue, don't even look back. Yes. So moving on to the next one is to leverage tech. I already talked about it. AI is a learning assistant. It should not be a replacement. As I said, you should use your prompt very well. Tell it to assume a role of a professional. It can be if you are doing MCH, that's maternal and child health, a role of a professional midwife and a strict mentor. I don't know if it is message, a role of a professional message lecturer. Just use the word very well. So it should be AI should be tutoring you because it's not AI that write your exam for you. Then ask AI to simplify the concept, practice test, flashcard. That should be your flashcard go to is Notebook LM. Notebook LM will provide infographics. Yes, infographics too is very good. But when you have crash reading, just go for your flashcard. You can generate flashcard as multiple times as you can. If you know that okay, maybe I think the highest number of flashcard that it will give is 62. 62 per slide. Yes. So an ethical rule, you know, we are nurses now, we have ethics to all these things. Just learn with it. Don't let AI do the thinking for you. Then to the next slide, we have the rest where yes, so there was a time, I think that was pharmacology, first semester, part 3. Yes, pharmacology first semester, part 3. That was the first time and the last time I did not sleep before. I was so happy because I've never done overnight like very well. If I go for overnight, I'm using 95% of the time to sleep, 5% to read. So when I went for that particular overnight, I did not sleep throughout. I was so happy. I was telling everybody, oh, I did not sleep, I did not sleep. When I entered the exam, when they asked me, I think that is the diuretic, I wrote loop. I drew the loop diuretics. I did everything. And one thing about me when I'm writing exam is that I cook like a lot. You know, I'm most of the time I'm crash reading, so I just understand. I did not really read the slide to grab the concepts like that they explain in the slide. So I understand it in my own words. So I'm like a very like good cooker. Like yes, I have ingredients. Like I cook very well. So I draw because I understand what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. That understanding will save your time, and you will be marvel like at the end of your crash reading, what will happen? Yes. So that particular one, I wrote loop diuretics. So by the end of the day, it was stars. I saw it, but my brain did not consolidate. Yes, so I wrote stars diuretics. I was summarizing. Me that I don't summarize. the clinical instructor that was at my back was looking at my book. Why is my referral writing like this? But I did not sleep. Yes, you get. So sleep is very good for memory consolidation. So instead of your what you read should be a short term memory. Sleep will help you to consolidate it to a long term memory. 1 hour of sleep is better than 1 hour of extra reading. If you don't sleep you might forget o, you just go that you go blank, I was blank in the exam, or please sleep. Then sleep help with recall and sharpness. And also if you feel like you are feeling this burnt out feeling, please take a step back, go and recharge. You can just stretch, walk, sleep, or eat. See, you can even read on your bed, but if you know that go and find somewhere and lock in o. The Then personalize, yes, we are not the same, yes. What works for someone might not work for the other. And with as you go on in this nursing department from part one to part two to part three to part four to part five, I believe our study techniques has to change. For part one, past questions, please. Like you have all these, I don't know if they still exist. Best brain, concept, like there are some past questions that they sell in the market, 2 5 then. I don't know how much they sell it now. You can get all those past questions. And most of these courses that you do in part one are courses that you've done before. So it should be easier, yes. And for chemistry, you can watch videos. I take organic chemistry. Can't remember. Yes, you can watch videos. For part two, anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, I have to say a story. So when I was in, when I was in part two, second semester, we had one crazy exam then, BCH, anatomy and physiology. That time I was so tired. I said I was going to drop out from school. I went to Lagos. Now, at the end of the day, they released in course timetable or exam. I can't really remember. So we had BCH, anatomy, and physiology. People were calling me. We have exams. I said, leave me alone. I've dropped out. We have exams. Leave me alone. I've dropped out. At the end of the day, my mommy beat the hell out of me. I came back to Lagos. I came back to Ife to come and write my exam. So I did not have time. Like, I think I only had three days to read like over 1,000 pages. I carried my chair and table out of my room. Do you know what I was doing that time? Videos. A mini. See, all the channels, name them, I know them. Ninja Ned, Adebon Dog, Dr. Rashid, Dr. Najib, Matt and Mike, everything. See, I carry. God. One thing is, with the way I crash read those, with, with the way I crash read those 6 courses, I can still tell you my score were like they were very good, very good. Why? Because this see, I used every way you can learn. You know, some people be like they are auditory learner, some people like they are everything I did it together. So as I was watching video, you know, you hear what they are saying to from videos. So as I was watching video, I think I used Nijanet for BCH then. Then there was no time, so I was using Adebodok summarize anatomy. I'm talking to party students. It's very important though. So yeah, when you're watching videos, there are some things that they will say, especially Nijanet just add unnecessary details, but it's very important too. So there are some things that they will say in the videos that are not in your slide. There are some things that they will say in the slide that are not in your videos. So what you are doing is you are watching that video, you're print the slide. The slide is there. When you get to, you know, all these topics, we have subtopics now. It can be okay. Let's say you want to do aerobic respiration. You can do okay to oxidative phosphorylation, all those kind of like that subtopics. So when you're doing the maybe I don't know, shall understand what I'm saying, like all the subtopics under it. One subtopic into the video, like let's say 5 minutes into the video, you watch it. As you're watching the video, you're reading your slide. Now, when you read the slide, you pause the video, carry the slide away, write everything from your head. Within even if you don't really remember, but because you know you are still going to write everything from your head, trust me, you will listen. Like you will listen because you know you are going to write from your head. Now, all those things that you did, all those word or concepts that they said in the video, but you were not able to remember, or it was in slide, but pick red pen, write it down. At the end of the day, it's just those things that you write in, like with your red pen that you read before you enter the exam. A method that you can use to crash it down. Trust me, you get a yes, because you are using all the like ways, like all the way you can learn at that point. It is going to save time, and you are going to like. And one thing for part two, please, even if they don't ask you to draw. If you know it, though, don't go and draw what nonsense. Draw, you can within like 30 minutes before the exam, if you still have the time, you can just check a drawing. Diagram is very good to cram when it is like when it is a little time to your exam. Yeah, just cram it. At the end of the day, you can forget, don't worry. Just draw that diagram at the end. It will save you a lot of stress. Group discussions, yes, when your peer are like explaining to you, better. But if you know that you are someone that used to compare yourself, please leave group discussion alone. Don't let anybody contaminate your mental health. Go and sit down and learn very well. Past question is very important for part one and part four. Part four for our RN, past question, a mini NCLEX RN, nurses lab, all those things, NMCN channels that just do all those past questions. It's not because they will be the one to come out though, but because like you are exposed to how they are going to ask those questions. And apart from that, you get to learn things that they don't even teach you. You'll be saying, I want to lele, I want to ni T wave, I want ni QRS, I want ni ST elevation. You will see all those things. Flashcard before examination, teaching others make you understand. That's why as you are writing, it's as if you are teaching. As you are doing voice note to explain AI questions, it's as if you are teaching, but you don't have that time to be writing on the board. So like all those things make you understand. Active recall is very important. You might think you know something, and then the when you get to the exam, you know nothing. So like as you are doing it, even if there is no time, just be saying it back. Yes. So there's no single perfect method. You have to explore. But if you are crashing, there's no time for exploration. Just try to use everything to read. Now there's no time. Key takeaways. Please start early whenever possible because you now have the tips to crash read. Does not mean you should wait till exam is near before you crash read. Please start early whenever possible. Prioritize high yield topics that you know that we like it will come out. You know, some lecturers have to have, like you're doing a Ayomolo course now. Sorry, Dr. Ayomolo course, and you want to drop maybe she taught you actually family planning. Let's say part four. Read it. Focus on understanding before memorization. You can take memorizing like it is the best for you when you are crash reading. I'm very sorry. No, try to understand. That's why you have AI tools for you to help you understand them. You don't need to waste time when understand. The access to like you will be able to read it like storybook. And also, sorry, I focus to me. No matter how much I crash read. Let's say I wake up in the morning of exam, I have exam by 2 p.m. and I have to read, let's say over 300 pages. I'm very sure I'll still read everything. Even if it is to sit down and be shouting, they don't mean my hostel, and be shouting and be reading like storybook. I'll make sure my eye shall touch everything because ingredients is very important to the exam. If someone is telling you something, you pick it, oh, no, that really, because you have ingredients, even if there's no salt, you're still able to cook something. Practice active recall and self-testing. I already explained. Use AI tools ethically as learning as there are many AI. See, notebook LM is gold for even how to use. You can generate slide, infographics, flashback, podcast, video. Don't in the video. The video is not always good, but like videos. Today there's audio that you can just listen to if you don't have time. Then prioritize adequate sleep. Sleep is very, very important. Sleeping is very, very, very important. And if you don't sleep too much, you know you can hallucinate. Understanding saves time, consistency beat panic, preparation build confidence. There's no time, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much for listening. If you have questions, you can ask later.
Okay. Àwọn àgbà kú. Ọmọ àwọn èèyàn kú ko. Okay. I believe Ejo are disturbing us. So I believe you've been able to get one or two from the session. The session is still on. We are still going to spend like 15 minutes with Nurse Olarod. Then we will see if we can be able to check what's up with Notebook LM and end the session. So Notebook LM will be coming up as the last part of this session. You can still invite your colleagues to join the call. I'm trying to get this event recorded, but I cannot actually promise that you are going to get the recording. But I'm trying my best to get it recorded. So I think we can have Nurse Olarod now. Nurse Olarod is a 500 level nursing student. Is one of the shanos of our generation. So it would also be speaking on the same topic, from another perspective. We just had a 400 level student speak to us. The first speaker was a 500 level student. The second, who took us through the workshop on Claude AI, was a 500 level student. And we are also, going to have Nurse Olarod now. Hey, our call is ending in 15 minutes. So let's see what we can do within that limited time. Oga Alojoya.
All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming around. I appreciate our academic director. Also, I appreciate all the speakers that have spoken before me. I mean, they do justice to a lot of things, and we give special kudos to our last speaker. Also, I'll just probably talk on the things you've mentioned before, and I would lay emphasis on some things and add few things for us. So the first part I would like to talk about is what are things I am doing differently that others can emulate. Of course, the blatant truth is that for you to succeed, for you to pass, you have to read. Um, Aside the crash reading parts, which we just learned, I mean, if you just want to take it at your pace and you want to study properly, you know you have to read and read, read, read it again, and then go for exam. That is just the blatant truth about to pass well. So save yourself the stress of graduating days to exam and start on time. Our first speaker has said that, and I'm laying emphasis on it. Also, I want to say this that when you are reading, help yourself to assimilate by doing either of these things I want to mention. Don't just read passively. Well, for me, I have seen that it works that when I read and I am jotting down or I'm writing it out, it helps me assimilate better. When I'm reading and I'm reading out loud, or probably saying it out if I'm alone in the room and I'm reading it out loud, it helps me assimilate better. And then when you teach others, it helps you assimilate better. So don't just read passively. Don't just read and don't put it in your head and say, okay, I know it. Sometimes when you say you know it and you want to write it out yourself, then you realize, oh, you have missed some cases, you have not really assimilated some things. So reinforce your assimilation with these three things. Write down, read it out loud, and try to teach others. So I think I want to lay emphasis on that. Our last speaker mentioned something that try as much as possible to touch every area, even though there are questionable areas. Areas you think they are high yield, yes, focus on those pieces, but please make sure you touch every area. You just can't tell where questions will come from. Um, I have been shocked before in exam, and I won't want any other person to experience that. So please try as much as possible to touch every area while you are reading. Um, I want to say this that for me, what something has worked for me. If I want to crash read, I still prefer printing top materials. You realize that this material is like a material you don't have idea about. It's not something you can use your brain to just work. Please try, print it out. I have seen that if I print a material out and I'm reading it as hard copy, I can do better to crash with it and to quickly go through it as fast as possible and even assimilate better. So if you know that okay, you have limited time to exam and this is a tough material, this is a bulky material, this is a material you have to sit down with, you can use AI good, but as much as possible, you can print it out, hold it in your hands and write on it. I mean, don't make it write and let it be rough as much as possible. And when you want to revise, I've realized that if I read the things I wrote down myself, I jot it sticks better. I remember better. So these are things I want to talk about. Also, during the exam, minutes to exam, please engage with the best in your class. Engage with the channels in your class. Even if you have not covered, engage with people that have covered. You can't tell how it will save you one time or the other. Okay, so I think I'll continue. So engage with the best in your class. And when I say engage with them, don't
Speak louder.
speak more louder. Okay, so when I say engage with the best in your class, I mean don't just hype yourself. Don't That's not the time to hurt yourself. That's not the time to stay in oppression. Engage in meaningful discussion. I mean, don't be afraid, even if you have not covered, don't be afraid to join those who are discussing. Join them, even if you don't know what they are saying. Start, stay in their midst and listen to everything they are saying. The last speaker was talking about ingredient and everything. What you pick from here and there during the exam, I mean, minutes to exam, it helps you a lot. So if you are not able to cover before exam, please, the best thing you can do for yourself is engage yourself with people that have covered, that have gone through all the materials, that have read it probably 2 times or 3 times. Don't just go and isolate yourself and say, ah, don't worry, I don't want the little I've read to fly away. Well, I don't believe in that anyways. Um, Also, the last part, which is tips to prevent burnout, I would say it emphatically that try as much as possible to free up your time this season. This is a lecture free week, and next week is a lecture free week, and exam is starting. Try as much as possible to free up your time and focus. I mean, I've had some engagement this week. This is personal to me. I've had some engagement this week. I've not been able to read as much as I want. I also have a meeting this Saturday, tomorrow, which I'm the team lead of that meeting. I had to delegate and say, okay, let somebody else take it, do my presentation for me. Because, I mean, this is a season where I have to, as much as possible, free up my schedules and focus, laser focus at this very crucial moment. I mean, this is a golden moment for you. So try as much as possible to free up your schedules, extracurricular activities, do less of it, at least for this season. If you have meetings, you can have people to assist you with, you can delegate, you can outsource, please do all those things. And in fact, I tell people, you see those 1 week, that 1 week period you have for exam, even if you can, I tell people if you can buy food, if you can do all those things, save yourself as much time as you can. I know ladies can cook for hours. Well, if you need to buy things to save yourself time, please do. Try as much as possible to free up time and focus. Focus. Now, during that week where we're having series of exam back to back, I'll tell people at the end of every paper, you have another paper tomorrow. As you finish one paper, your time management has started. That is not the time to engage in discussions with people. Oh, I missed this. I did not do this. I mean, the one you have done is over. You have to prepare for the next one. So be the best time manager as you can, especially those during those exam period where we have lots of exams following each other. I tell people do less of social media during those times. All of this is just to buy enough time for yourself so that you can read and as well rest. If you engage in things that are not so meaningful, you will still want to read. You might not have time to rest. That's when burnout will come. So be intentional about freeing up time for yourself and managing the little time you have for yourself. I tell people your weekend is golden. Throughout the week you are busy, you are busy, you are busy. You see those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, Saturday and Sunday, is a very golden period for you. Do everything you can to free them up and read on those times. Also, this strategy has worked for me. During exams, everything I'll be talking about is, for now, is about a close exam period. During exams, help yourself to stay awake. Help yourself to read. This is one thing I tell people. If you have to probably come to campus or read to people, I mean serious people, do that because you know that by doing that, having people around you, you will help yourself to stay awake and read. If you know you can't stay alone in your house, stay alone in your room and read, please come to where people will assist you and you read together. And I mean serious people. So put a structure down for yourself. Put a structure to help yourself. One thing I do, even if I'm alone in my room, I try as much as possible to sleep probably in an uncomfortable position. I know if I sleep on my bed, I can read hours. If I use my alarm, I don't sleep. I said, if I sleep on my bed while I'm alone in the room, I mean, can sleep for hours. I had an exam the previous day. I have an exam the next day. That is not the time for me to just lose guard and then go and wake up 6 a.m. when I have exams by 9 a.m. So I take an uncomfortable position. I can sleep on my chair. I can sit on my chair and then lie on the table. I mean, just everything is just to put myself in an uncomfortable position so that even without alarm, I'll wake up and then do. So put a structure down for yourself to help yourself read. Um, I don't encourage using stimulants, but then if you use them with caution, it will help you. If just for the example, everything is to assist yourself. Don't leave things to chances. Those that exam period, you have a lot of exams in 1 week. That is not the time to leave anything to chances. If you sleep too much for if you oversleep, it can affect you because if you oversleep, you might not be able to revise, even though you have read so much. If you don't revise, you might not remember the information. So put a structure down for yourself. If you need to read with people over the night, if you need a computer for you, just put a structure to help you read. And probably my last few points is that be mindful of the words you say. If you stay positive and you speak positive, it even does more for you. Don't be the kind of student that would think, oh, make a shall get 50, make a shall rough am. I mean, all those kind of things. If you work with people that say, well, I know they follow, there's nothing that concern me with you, make a shall pass. All those things, it would reduce your zeal, it will discourage you. You won't get the energy to push and push and push and push. So mind the kind of words you say. Don't say negative words. Don't work with friends that would discourage you. Don't work with people that will say, kò lè jáde, kò lè jáde. I mean, you can just play about it probably during classes, but during exam, I'm not sure that's the best kind of things you should engage yourself. So work with people that will encourage you, people that would help you do better, people that will make you see the better side of things, that would even push you to do more. So stay positive, speak positive. And um, this thing which I'm about to say has really good for me. Whenever I have exam coming, I would say I have made up my mind that I am not going. There is nobody I would ask during the exam. There is no one there to assist me during the exam. I won't call anybody during the exams. I won't get anybody to assist me during the exams. This exam, èmi gangan mo máa ṣe fúnra mi. There is no one to help me. I will not cheat. I will not do anything. I won't ask my friend. So having that mindset itself would help me to read everything I need to read before the exam. But if you have the mindset of, don't worry, someone that I will have somebody I will all those things will reduce your energy, reduce your so make up your mind that you are going to do it yourself. There's no assistance coming anywhere, and it's all your responsibility. All those things will help you. And the last few things is I've said work with friends, work with good friends, people that would encourage you and cheer you up. And finally, last is pray. Pray, 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 and pray. By strength, no man can prevail. You can't do it by yourself. Even the Bible says, if not that the Lord build a house, those that build it indeed. So don't think you can do it by yourself. Trust God, pray, and do your best. I do tell people when we say supernatural, supernatural is a combination of both super and the natural. So do the natural part, which is your part, and let God do the super. And I think I believe that God will help us through this season, and we are going to do well and come out with flight.
Hello,
Thank you so
hello.
much.
Please, our call is ending now. The new link is on the group. The new link is on the general group. Please let's join back with the new link. Thank you. There's question and answer session now. Yes, it's on the general group. Yes, I've sent another link now. All right, thank you very much, Nurse Ola, for that wonderful session. I hope that we are able to get one or two. We are already moving towards the end of the session. If you have questions, let's try to take one or two questions before we move do the last thing for today. If you have a question, you can just raise up your hand and please just try to share the new link with your colleagues so that they can rejoin the session. So if you have a question, you can raise up your hand to ask. If there's no question, I'm going to move to the last part of the session, which is showing you a little bit of how to use Notebook LM. While we are expecting question, can you just quickly go to this particular link, notebooklm.google.com, notebooklm.google.com. So if you are there already, just use the emoji to show that you are on notebooklm.google.com page. Okay, Okbayemi is there. Who else is there? Adebowale
Yes,
Heritage
good
is
evening,
there.
boss.
Okay.
Good evening.
Who else is now on Notebook LM?
Yes, good evening.
Eh?
Please, can
Okay.
you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you. Go on, please.
Yes, please, can you say the link again?
Okay,
I
the
could not hear
link.
you before very well. Yeah.
You said you want me to send the link again.
No, yes, can you say it again? You said www.com.
Jọ kí ló sọ? Okay, notebooklm.google.com is inside the chat box. Notebooklm.google.com, or just search for Notebook LM or Gemini Notebook. It's now called Gemini Notebook. So I'm going to go on to share my screen now so that you can follow through. Hi, hi, hi. Sharing Notebook LM. Hey, I lost my network connection. Okay. Hello, can you confirm that you can hear me? Okay, okay. So I'll try to share my screen now. Okay, so can you see Gemini notebook page now? Okay, so this is Gemini notebook or notebooklm.google.com. And if you are part of the first webinar that we did a webinar some time ago on research, and I think we used Notebook LM in that particular webinar. This is my own. This is what my Notebook LM look like. This shows a number of notebooks that I have created over time. You see that most of them are actually on research. Yeah, but there are some on studying. This is for occupational health in first semester part 5. Okay, I think there's still some MCH. This one MCH here. This is on informatics. But recently, I use it mostly for research. Let's see what I use it for here. Okay, so when you are just using Notebook LM for the first time, you are going to create a new notebook. I'm still going to do that. I just want to just quickly give you an overview of what I have used Notebook LM for in the past few times. This was in 2025. You can see this was like a year ago kind of thing, and there's a lot of stuff here. So I start by creating a new notebook and I name it for which course that I'm studying. Yeah. Then these are the materials for that particular course. So in order to do this, I'll just upload the material. You are allowed to upload up to 50 items into this particular place. So you can upload like 50 of your materials into this. So to upload, you just click on add sources. And one interesting thing about Notebook LM is that you can upload your material by clicking on upload files. You can actually even add your YouTube links. Yes, you can check YouTube links concerning what you are learning, then put it here under add sources. Then you can, if you have the files in your drive, if you have some notes that you have taken, you can use the copy text. So once you upload the files, you will see them show here. So these are like all the slides on this particular course. So if I want to open, I can also open this particular slide by clicking on it. So let's say I want to even see what's inside it. So I can click on it, then scroll through what is inside. So this is what is inside the material itself. So these are like the content of the material. Yeah. So there's a lot of a job between me and Notebook LM here. But generally, okay, you see that there is a lot of discussion between me and Notebook LM. However, when you want to use Notebook LM to discuss your topics, let's say this is the material I want to study, you deselect this place. Yeah. Then you select this one material. As you select this one material, if you are using laptop, you will see this other side. You see a lot of stuff: audio overview, slide deck, mind map, video overview, report, flashcard. The last speaker or the second to the last speaker spoke on flashcard. Yes. So let's say I want to do a quick review of this material. I'll just click on flashcard. So it's going to generate a number of flashcards for me. And you can edit the prompts here, how you want it, whether you want it to be hard, whether you want to add more sources, but it's just one material that I want to study. So I'll just leave it at one source. So another thing is this one has a very low level of hallucinating. The reason is because you are picking your material, and it's not that way you are searching on ChatGPT or whatever. It is inside your material that is going to, although right now they've upgraded it to use to also find more information from online for you. Yeah, kind of.
So then you can select the number of cards. Do you want it lower? Do you want it standard? Like the other speakers said, the number of, I think it's around like 60. Yeah, 61 kind of. So do you want more? Then what are the things? Put the occupational specialist title on the hand. So if there are specific things that you want the notebook LM to focus on, the one you want the flashcard to focus on, you can mention it here. It's going to give you some suggestions too. There are also some suggestions here based on what is inside that material. So let's say I don't want to add any interesting thing, I just click on generate. So as that, so this is going to show you that that is going on. Okay, I think I even have one some of the examples here. Then other thing is that after selecting that, see this place, audio overview. You can turn this material into audio by clicking on audio overview. And if you are using a phone too, what you are going to see is going to be similar. It's just that, let me see if, okay, yeah, that's, I want to like, let's see. I'm trying to like make it look as if this is mobile. Yes, this is how it's going to look on mobile. So first, you go to this side, you deselect everything, select that material, then go to the studio. Is anyone following, please? If you are following, can you just say you are following? Okay.
I'm following.
So you go to the studio. We are still like exploring the studio. There are still a lot of things that you can do in the chat section here. So
So I'm
you go to
following,
the
but
studio, you
I'm
select.
not getting it, sir.
God please. Joe, which part are you not getting? Oh? Let me go back. You were supposed to be
Yes.
like, this is a workshop. You are supposed to like be acting out what I'm doing, like following. So which part did you not get?
Yes, but there is no way I can see what you are displaying if I'm on the site.
No, just go to your Chrome now and type notebooklm.google.com. I don't like the app. I prefer the web version. So which stage are you? Have you like, are you on this particular page?
Yes,
Hello.
I'm. Yes, yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so where do you get lost? So that I can find you.
Yes, after I pressed the notebook LM, so it just brought the any new ideas I can chat with Gemini. So
Which page? The first page.
mhm.
Hmm. Can you send a screenshot of what you are seeing?
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, create a new notebook. Sorry, create a new notebook. You see create new or create notebook. Click on it.
Now, what do you say, sir?
I said create a new notebook.
Okay, okay, I will do that now.
So click on create new or whatever. Just look on the screen and see find create new. You see one plus sign like this. You use it to create a new notebook. So when you create a new notebook, it takes you into this particular screen that I'm currently showing. Can I continue?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Sorry, is it just me or I
So
can't
we
see
were
your screen
working
anymore,
with this
sir?
particular sample. Yeah,
Yes, you
I've
can. So I will do what you said. So, and I will feed you back.
I cannot hear what the person is saying. Let me see if I can like. Hello, can I continue?
can I continue?
Yes, you can, sir. Let's go.
Hello, can I continue?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we can hear you clearly. You can
Okay.
continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying earlier that I've shown flashcard Abi. I click on flashcard earlier. So let's see what flashcard has for me. So it has generated the flashcard. So this is this. How long does occupational health nursing primary define clinical clinical? If I know the answer, I will say it. If I don't, I'll click on it. It will show me the answer. So if I know the answer, I'll click on mark that I got it correctly. Do you know how to use flashcard now? You see a question, you say the answer out loud. If you get it correctly, you open the answer, you check it. So you mark it whether you get it or not. So if you don't get it, you click on cross. I think it will bring it back. See, it's generated 51 flashcard for me, kind of thing. But this is, let's say you've gone through the question before, or even if you have not even gotten through it, that's just flashcard. Let's leave this place. Let's leave that place. So that is flashcard. Yeah, another thing is that you can turn the material into audio. Where is audio? Audio to disappear. Okay, yeah. You can turn the material into audio by clicking on the audio overview. You just click on it, yeah, you see a lot of possible options. Do you want a deep dive? Do you want a brief explanation of what the material is about? Do you want them to discuss or debate? Yeah, then do you want it short, long, or default? So the audio is usually around, we are 10 or 15 minutes kind of thing. So it's going to be two people that are discussing your material. Your own is just to sit down and be listening. So usually I do this. One thing is when me I'm preparing for exam, me I can read anywhere. In fact, you see me reading on the road. So and morning o, afternoon, night, overnight, I wan kàwé lọ ni. So if I want to read, I might be walking on the road and just play one of this audio. You see that you will see a lot of audio here. I'm very sure there's a lot of audio. It's audio I used to read for this particular video. Audio ni, a lot of audio. So it's audio that I used to read for this particular exam. So so this is an example of what it's going to look like. So that's just an example of what it looks like when the audio is generated. You can play it. I think this is around 12 minutes. You can just play it and be vibing with it as you're moving, as you're walking, or as you're even looking at the material. Like you'll be listening to it and you'll be reading the material or reading the textbook at the same time. So that is audio. Notebook LM can also be used to generate slides, but that is not my concern for today. Yeah, another thing is mind map. See, the way mind map is works is um, let's say you have read the material. You now want to see whether you can be able to answer theory questions. You select the mind map, yeah. Here you can say, okay, it's asking what are the things you want to focus on, kind of thing. But you can just use the default. But if you want to be more critical, you select the things that you want to focus on. You can go and copy the course outline and paste it here. Sorry, the learning objective. You open the material, copy the learning objective, put it inside this place for any of the use cases, whether audio or flashcard or whatever. There's also quiz. So you paste it here, you click on generate. So the way mind map works is that is going to break the material down into sections, small, small sections. Let me see if I have any mind. Okay, this is one. It's going to break it into small, small sections. See now, It's going to break it into small, small sections. So let's say I want to talk about prevention of occupational injuries and illness. These are the sections. There is prevention level, there is containment, there is refinement. So if I understand containment, I'm going to explain it. Confinement. Then confinement is now divided into confined space types, space, safety precaution, kinikan, kinikan. Then containment too is divided into other small, small sections. Yeah, this one is also divided into other small, small sections. So the way it works is just to divide the material into those small small sections. See, as I'm not clicking on those small small sections, it is dividing it, it is explaining it inside this chat box. See, discuss what these sources say about containment in larger context of preventing occupational health injury. So it quickly like explain that small section to me. So I will now explain and now compare my own explanation to this explanation that he gave me. So you can use this mind map to like as an aid when you are maybe preparing for your theory. You've read it, you now like use these small small sections to like see whether you can be able to like understand all these small small subsections. And what does the material say about the deal and practice? What does this say about speed kit and equipment? What are the types? Primary, secondary, tertiary. What does it say about it? And I think that's what is explained on this side. Please, are we still following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I don't want to take much of our time. Another thing is that you can compare materials together. You can, if you have two materials that are talking about the same thing, you can mark both of them. Bring both of them here, mark both of them. Tell this AI to explain which one is, what are the similarities and the differences between your two materials. So I've talked about audio, I've talked about mind map, I've talked about flashcard. Let me quickly go to quiz. Then after that, I will take you to the chart. Then I think we'll be good for today. Another thing is that someone has mentioned using videos. Yeah, you can use videos, and like I said earlier, you can even bring your videos here. You can bring your videos here, like you copy the link, that YouTube link, and come and add it in the sources. So this is the quiz section. We are Don't forget to get the best use. Just select one material and focus on it. So I've selected one material from the sources. If you are using phone, you first go to sources, select the material you want to work with. Then at the top, select the studio. This is the studio. You will see it by the top of your phone or whatever that you are using. So, but this is laptop. So if it is the chat section that you want to use, select the chat. But always look at this place in the chart so that you see that you are working with one source. One source means one material. So let's go back to where we are going. So this is quiz, and the essence of this place is to help you generate questions. So our first speaker took us through writing prompts kind of thing. Yeah, you can bring those prompts here too. Paste it here. Tell it how many questions that you need. These are some examples. Create four scenario question, kinikan, kinikan. This one can also suggest for you. So if I want this, I just click on tab. I'll click on tab and it's going to pick this suggestion. So test knowledge on distinguishing between primary, secondary, and tertiary clinical. So you can refine this particular prompt to how you want it. Like I need 20 questions, but I'm not going to be writing those prompts. It's going to be wasting our time. Someone has already taken us through writing prompts for generating questions, kind of thing. So my own is just to show you how the questions are going to look. Let's see. Let me just pick one of these. Identify specific responsibility for five distinct population items. This one is too simple. Okay, let's just see. Let's see whether I have a quiz here to just show as example. So this is 20 questions that is generated for me on work environments, blah blah blah. So these are like the questions. So you just pick the answer. You see the explanation. I think he gave the explanation too. We under which condition do normal components do blah blah blah. So ah, Odo ni mo lọ mú o. Don't worry, I did not read the question. I'm just picking it. So that is how it's going to look if you are like getting question. Now let's go to charts. This center section. Are we still following?
Hello, is anyone following?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
me I thought everybody don go sleep ni 7:30 ilẹ̀ ti ṣú náà. These are like questions that I generated then. God rest occupational health o. Àti ṣe àti pass ẹ̀, ó ti lọ. I'm trying to look for okay. See, this is if you want to do crash work, this is an example of crash work. Yeah, I said generate from all the 8 sources 20 MCQs, answer explanation from each, making a total of 160 questions. Keep in mind, I'm preparing for 500 level 500 level nursing exam. Send it in batches of 40 questions per batch. So this is just an example, but this prompt is not solid enough. It can be improved. And I'm sure someone take us through that one earlier. That you put the role that you are a 500 level nursing student, and you want the AI to like act as a occupational health nursing professor in this case. You should generate from each of the sources a number of questions, then answer rationale. Hello, they are disturbing me. Answers, rationale, blah blah blah, and you can see how what is able to come up. You see that I did not add NCLEX here, so it doesn't. So if you want NCLEX, add NCLEX. If you want to do it one by one, do it one by one. You see that I selected 8 sources, so I selected everything. So when I said our goal is what? Generate 160 practice questions. You can select one material and say you should generate 1 million question. Ejo mama fa until it's complete. Another thing is, so if you generate all these questions, you can just copy and paste. Ba, 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 then open one document on your phone, paste it there, or paste it in your WhatsApp normal chat, so that you can like scroll through it. You don't have to like come back here to come and be looking at the questions one by one. So yes, another thing, the chat box, this place, you can use it to query the material. Am I too fast? Abi I'm too slow? Is anyone there? Hello, am I too fast or too slow? Or we should end the call?
You're doing just fine, sir.
Okay. You're doing just fine, okay, sir. So like I said, you can use this place to query your material. So how do you query the material? Select the material like this. Then ask, it's like you are asking the material question or ask the AI question based on that particular material. Then another thing, you can upload the material to ChatGPT. Tell it to give you sample theory questions. Bring those sample theory questions, paste it here. Both of you will be fighting about it. This is an example. Ehen. Definition of total health. So this is like an example of sample theory question that I'm trying to like practice with. You see, question 2, prevention, containment, is like, let's say my examiner is asking me to define prevention, containment, confinement, blah, blah, blah. So if I'm going to like crash answer it, this is how it's going to look. But if I want to answer it in detail, I can add that to the prompt too, that okay, I want to answer it in detail, kinigon, blah, blah, blah. So I think, am I done? Is there anything else? Then another thing, yes, you can upload your textbooks here too. But if the material is very large, it is okay that you break it into small, small sections. So you can just go to this website, I love PDF.com, split the material into maybe 2 or 3 places and just bring it here, paste it there, or split the textbook or past question or whatever. So you just take it to, uh, sorry, add sources. So you upload it here. So like I said, you can bring your YouTube links too. I can quickly go and search for one YouTube material. Let's quickly show that. YouTube.com. What should I search for? Ninjanet. Ninjanet. Holy, holy, holy. So I've gotten to Ninjanet and I want to pick Zach's embryology development of fetal circulation. I've copied the link and I'm going to notebook LM.
This is it. So this is my notebook YouTube link. So I want to discuss this. So I've selected it. It's already loading. By the time it's done, you see that it's showing embryology, development of fetal, blah blah blah. It shows that notebook LM can access that video. If I have another material on this particular topic, I'll put it here too and select it. So let's say this is an example of embryology material now. I'll select both of them together, but this is not embryology. So I'll now come here and say compare both sources together, the material and the video. You tell me the things that are similar in both and things that are different. But now you can just say, give me a brief overview of what this source is all about. So you can use this also if you are just like, they said that the material is very confusing kind of thing, and you don't want to read it. You just come here, just say give me an overview of what the material is about. So it's quickly take you through what it's about. You can also say, okay, give me like 20 practice questions. Even before reading about the material, you've practiced question, you've read the overview, you now go back and go and read the material. That should help you enough to understand what the material is about. Thank you very much for coming to my TED talk. I'll see you another time. Bye. So if you have any other question, if you have any question, please just have it so that we can end the session. Thank you. That's the thing,
And thank you. Thank you for having us, Mr. Badmus. No, no, don't talk about slide deck. Wait.
Okay, I think we do
You
not
say
have
Madam
question.
Clerk.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. I hope you enjoyed the sessions. I will try to get the recording across if I am able to. Yes, you can compare PDF and video. Yes, you can compare any source, PDF, video, whatever, PowerPoint, anything, anything. You can do whatever you like with notebook LM. And we don't hit much rate limit as what is going to happen with chat GPT or what do we call it? So another thing is that, see, don't worry, if you do not get much of what I explained, go to YouTube. Yeah, search for notebook LM for studying. You will see a lot of other videos that explain how to use notebook LM for your studying. So for the person that was asking question, how to compare, hello, how to compare video and PDF, upload the PDF to notebook LM, then go and copy the link to the video from YouTube, paste it in add sources, then select both sources and play around with it. Just ask the question in the chat box. I think that should work. I hope that answers your question. So do you have any other question? No other question. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can send me a DM actually, so if you need, if you hit any other issue. But when you are sending me a DM, please just send a screenshot of what it's about. Don't type good morning, sir, and now wait for another 10 minutes or 20 hours until I respond to your good morning before you say tell me what you are here for. Just send a DM, go straight to what you are talking about. You can send a screenshot and I can put it through. Thank you very much. Namaste. Bye bye.